day everyone, this is Rufida and I will introduce you to the second language teacher education in Pakistan. The concept of English as a second language is not a prevalent notion in publicly funded schools in Pakistan. Most universities, with the exception of one, offer MA and PhD in English literature and linguistics only. However, English teachers in rural areas do not have any formal qualification in English language at all. In order for us to understand the dilemma of TESOL in Pakistan, we first need to understand teacher education in Pakistan in general and the context of education in Pakistan before everything else. Here are a few geographical facts about Pakistan. It is bordered by Iran on the southwest, Afghanistan on the west and north, China on the northeast, India on the east and southeast, and the Arabian Sea on the south. The topography of Pakistan ranges from sea level to K2 and second highest peak on earth. The official name of the country is Islamic Republic of Pakistan. The area of Pakistan is about 796,000 square kilometers, which is twice the size of California. The capital of Pakistan is Islamabad. It is divided into four provinces: Sindh, Punjab, Balochistan, and NWFP, which is now called Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. The official languages are Urdu and English. It has about 166.6 million population according to a 2010 consensus. The exchange rate for Pakistani rupee is about 91.03 Pakistani rupee equals to 1 Canadian dollar. Less than a quarter of Pakistani population lives below the official poverty line, which is defined as $12.45 per month, way less than 50 cents per day. About 50% of the population is considered literate. Out of that number, 63% are male and 36 are female. However, according to another survey which was conducted between 2004 and 2008, the youth, which is between the ages of 15 to 24, their literacy rate is a bit higher. Male literacy rate is calculated at 79% and female at 59%. The majority of the population lives in rural areas. The people of mountains are mainly farmers, herders, and traders. To give you an idea of the population crisis and lack of resources for the majority of population, I have included these visuals. On one hand, there is an excess of motor vehicles for individuals on roads. On the other hand, the poor don't have enough space inside the buses to commute from one place to another. This unequal distribution of wealth has created a divide in education system, as well as it continues to widen the gap between the rich and the poor. I've included another visual for you to understand the diversity between the population within the population of Pakistan. Over 2 dozen languages and dialects are spoken in Pakistan as first language, while official languages of the country are English and Urdu, as I said before. Urdu being the lingua franca of the country. This makes us understand that English would be second, third, or fourth or fifth language for some of the learners in the country. An overview of the education system in Pakistan. Pakistan's public education system currently fails much of the population. In many parts of the country, government funded schools are virtually non existent, and less than 2% of Pakistan's GDP is spent on education. A lack of funding causes teachers' salaries to be inconsistent, and school buildings are frequently unavailable. The failure of Pakistan's education system has resulted in the proliferation of madrasas or religious schools, which offers free room and board as well as education to the children throughout the country. Pakistan also boasts a number of prestigious private schools. While these schools offer alternatives for some, they also perpetuate a dramatic stratification of wealth and opportunity in the country. Both domestic and international non-profit organizations have played a large role in Pakistan's education system, helping to build schools and fund and train teachers. These visuals will allow you to see the different facilities available to the students belonging to different economic classes. On one hand, you will see a prestigious private school, while on the other hand, the rural schools with barely any resources at all. Here, I have to confess that I used to work in one of the 74 campuses of this prestigious private school. While at this age and stage of my life, I feel more compelled toward helping out in this area where much is desired in terms of teacher education and student learning. I would like to draw your attention to the third point on this page. A key criticism of teacher education, especially in publicly funded sector, is that it has not resulted in the enhancement in student learning outcomes proportionate to the degree of expenditures that have been allocated to in-service trainings. However, teacher education should not be viewed as the only explanatory variable for student outcomes. We understand here that the scenario of public education is pretty grim and the learning outcomes are not as desired. We now look at different teachers' qualification mm, that make up the whole of the publicly teachers in the publicly funded sector. About 37.3% of all teachers teaching in the publicly funded sector hold a qualification called primary teaching certificate. Out of the whole number, which is 37.3, 41.5 of the teachers are female, while the rest, which is 58.5%, are male teachers. About 12.3% of all teachers hold certificate of teaching. Of this 12.3, only 12.8% are female teachers, which again tells us that teacher, the ratio of male teachers are much higher than the female teachers. The prerequisite for primary teaching certificate and the certificate of teaching is high school or grade 12. However, wherever when required, this is relaxed, and teachers hold only having our education till grade 10 are allowed to take this certification. About 17.4% teachers hold a B.Ed, and only 18% of this 17.4 are female teachers. Again, this we see that the male teachers dominate mm, the female teachers in every respect, at every level of the school level. 5.1 of all teachers hold an MEd degree. 11.1 have some other kind of training. Only 1.1% of all teachers are untrained, which means 98.9% teachers are all trained teachers. No information is available about 15.6 for various reasons. There are about 270 teacher training institutes in Pakistan. 80% of those are government funded, and 20% are private. Let us look at some key issues and problems in teacher education. To date, all teacher training programs are operating without a viable policy framework. The numerous government teacher training institutes at the provincial level have unclear mandates, and overlap between their roles and responsibilities also exists. There exists a wide communication and collaboration gap between the provincial training institutes. Teachers have invariably lagged behind in developing core competencies fundamental to their profession. Not selecting teachers on merit and lack of proper screening and relaxing of qualification requirements have jeopardized the end objective of providing quality education. The current curricula being taught does not focus on nurturing a creative and learning environment involving questioning and problem solving. The various levels of teacher educators themselves are caught in the same cycle of poor teacher quality and delivery. They administer their classes in the traditional teaching style of lecture giving, dictation, and notes. Trainers fail to cultivate any creative thinking, inquiry, and problem solving among their trainees. According to two independent research studies, the content knowledge of pre service and in service teachers in Pakistan is low. When teachers with or without pre service training were tested on content knowledge, there was a negligible difference between their performance. Teachers require a strong support structure within their schools to cater to the needs and professional development. Promotion is currently based on seniority rather than performance. Low salaries characterize the profession. There is a dire need for a recognition of performance. Moreover, no weightage is given to the additional qualification. Now we look at a few private institutions. As a response to the growing requirement of different types of needs, which the public sector may not have been able to provide, uh, non-state providers have significantly increased. In addition to the public providers, non-state actors encompass autonomous bodies, private universities, degree awarding, and chartered institutions. To give you an example of this, let's talk about Beacon House Public School, which is affiliated with Bradford University for its teacher training needs. This school is a K to A level school with some post secondary facility for the students. The city school, another school that is K to A levels with some post secondary education for students, has its teacher training affiliated with the University of Strathclyde. Both these schools offer different levels of teacher training, a 1 year certificate of teaching, another year of diploma, and finally the Masters of Education. These other universities offer different other courses as well as teacher training courses. Several of these institutions have foreign university affiliations, as I have told you before, with the United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, and Sweden. We now talk about some bigger organizations. Aga Khan Foundation is one of bigger autonomous bodies who look into the education system of Pakistan and help them out. We will continue to talk about this in our second part, so please click the link to the second part.